Okay, let's start with the last example. Gonna import my picture. It's this guy standing in front of this beautiful scenery. I'm gonna open the put source composition, drag the picture in here, scale it. Okay. Then I'm going to the set mask composition. I'm gonna select the layer, select the pen tool, and with the first mask we're gonna have the mask for the environment. So I'm gonna try to select everything that is furthest in the back, which are mainly the mountains. Maybe something like this. Gonna go right through him. I think I'm gonna include the stone. Yeah, maybe something like this. I'm going to switch to the main output composition, and now we can see the layer which are being created. Hit Control and hit Effect Control tab and hit the lock, so this will be visible. I'm going to adjust the layer size. Yeah, I think I want something like this, so evenly spread it over the picture. So I'm gonna, maybe this time we go for 4 seconds. So we're gonna go to start. What I'm gonna do is try to fly into the picture, into the scenery, have a little camera turn within this, and yeah, let's see how this will work out. So I'm going to start to animate the expansion contraction of the off target. So I hit the stopwatch, go all the way back in time. By the way, if you hold the shift key on your keyboard and go here, it will jump to the keyframes or whatever. This helps me a lot. So I'm going there and animate the expansion contraction. Maybe something like this. We really fly into the picture. You notice that this poor guy breaks into different layers and is being torn apart, but don't worry, we have the second mask for the object, which we will lay over it later. So right now we just focus on the background. So we fly into the picture, and we want to give it also a camera turn. So let's move the blue cross to the left, just until the layers hit the canvas, the right cross to the right, something like this. Then we're gonna hit P for position, select the blue layer, hit P for position, and hit the stopwatch for both, so the keyframes are being created. Go back in time, and now move the blue to the right and the red to the left. So let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think I like this. And now we see the reflection of the stone is being broken very badly. So to avoid this, I'm going to go back into the mask and just include the reflection in the mask. I'm also gonna include the other stone in the mask, so I'm gonna add a few keyframes here with the pen with the pen tool. And include the stone. So if we go back to the main composition, we can see that they are not broken. Let's turn the visual help mode off to see if it still looks cool. Okay, now you can see all the layers. It's because we have no edge blur applied. Let's do a bunch of edge blur, and yeah, I think I like it. We still can see some of the stone here, so I'm gonna go back to the mask and just expand it a little bit. So now this is gone. Okay, cool. So let's start with the object mask. So we go back to the mask, select the pen tool, make sure that the mask layer is selected, and now select this guy over here. Of course you can do it roughly like I do, but most of the time I do a rough mask like this at the beginning and make it better if I see any things that I don't like. So go back to the main output composition. Now we can see, let's select the visual help mode again. Now we can see it's laid on top of our composition. So this guy just stands here. If we go to the object controls, unlock the log, we could parent it, the position, but that would parent it to the background, so this doesn't really do what we want. So we're gonna have it to animate it ourselves. So we always want to have the guy from the background layer be covered by the foreground object layers. So so I'm gonna relocate this object, and oh, you see I didn't have the log toggled, so the controls are gone, so I toggle the log. I scale the object just so the broken guy behind is not visible, and I relocate it like this. Now we're gonna move back in time. Oh, first we're gonna hit a keyframe for the position and also for the scaling. Now we're gonna move back in time and scale it and also move it so it covers everything in the background. Yeah, maybe something like this. It needs to be a little bigger even. Yeah, maybe something like this, and we now can already see that we're moving to the pictures, closing in on him, which already looks nice. But so we have a camera movement which looks, the camera flies into the scenery and turns slightly to the left. So we want to have that effect on the guy also. So I'm going to animate the turning of the object, of the guy. Hit P for position and hit the stopwatch. So the camera flies in from the left and turning, flaring a curve. So let's start with the crosshair like this, and as we turn in, we want to see more of the right side of this guy. So it will look something like this. I think it would look very nice to have the background in focus all the time. So I'm going to go to the controls, select the blur amount, something like this, and the focus layer all the way in the back. And I also want to have the guy out of focus all the time, so I hit the object controls and the object blur amount, something like this, maybe like this. I disable the visual help mode and have a better resolution to see if there are anything that we don't like. Hit 0 for rendering. Okay, there are things I would change. First of all, there are some problems with the mask of this rock, so I'm going to fix this to give some more room to this mask. This should work much better here. Then I think the blurriness of this guy is too much. Maybe he's also a little bit in focus at first, and so I'm gonna animate the blur amount of him. So this should be the blurring at the last frame, I think. So I'm gonna hit the stopwatch here. Now it created a keyframe here, and at time 0 I want to have him more in focus. Not all the way, because the focus is in the background, but maybe something like this. Okay, here's something happening, something is covering the rock. Let me see if I can fix this. Maybe we just give the rock some more space here with this mask. Also, this mask could be a little closer to the guy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it already looks better here. Okay, cool. I think I'm satisfied. I'm gonna hit Control M, select the format, the folder, hit save and render.